Vanessa, I want to know your most uncomfortable experience. How do you get through that?
Yeah. So everyone here, even you know, that in September of 2019, I was diagnosed with leukemia. So that was the hardest thing for me because I was 20 years old. I was experiencing like headaches the week before and some bruising, and that was honestly the only reason that I went to the hospital. But for me, like that never crossed my mind. It was just like it just wasn't something that crossed my mind. So my mom was actually the one that like forced me to go to the ER. And once I got there, like after a long time, they kind of put me in a room, and that's when I started to realize that maybe this was something a little bit more serious. And the doctor just kind of flat out said it like, "Oh, we think like you have leukemia," and that was just like I don't know, like on a Monday, like I was like, I don't know, well, not even that, just the whole cancer. Like I was like, what? So I don't know, like I was 20, and like to be told that there's a possibility of like me dying, like uncertainty of this like future, that was just something that was really hard. And on top of that, like I was a student, so I had like so much going on. It was my junior year of college, so it was just there was a lot of things that came to play. Like I didn't know like treatment wise, I didn't know what was going to happen. Like I didn't know a lot about leukemia, so that was just like the hardest time for me.
How do you get through that?
Well, it was I don't know. I think like having my support system, obviously science, shout out to science, because I was able to get treatment. I went through chemo. I went through 5 rounds of chemo, and I went through a lot of pills, and just overall, like my support system. I think I had, like Sam. She was, even if she wasn't with me like every day, like she was texting me every day. I had my family texting me every day. I had a lot of visitors, and overall, like it was really hard. I spent 45 days in the hospital. So like on top of like staying in the hospital, like I continued with school, so having a support system at school was honestly like I think what helped me get through it. And then even going through like treatment after, at like as of June, I was barely told that I was cancer free. But even
Hey,
like then, thank you. Even then, like just because I wasn't, you know, just because I wasn't in the hospital, like I was still going through treatment, but not a lot of people saw that. And then I didn't lose my hair, so a lot of people kind of assumed that like I was okay. They didn't really see like the effects that it had, and it was like really hard because when it's something that's like on the inside and like not a lot of people can see, you don't really know like how much it affects the person and also how much the person is willing to share. So for me, I've always really been like open about my experience, but there have been like a couple times where people are like, oh, well, like you look good, like you're like fine, right? And like I was like starting treatment, or I was on my next round of chemo, and like they don't know about the side effects, like they can't see them. So
yeah.
I think like obviously having like my support system was just like the biggest thing for me that allowed me to get through it.